quite worried at the time that it would just get a fair viewing, because I remember a film came out some years before by Ken Loach, which is an excellent film, The Wind That Shakes the Barley, and there was a lot of resistance to it, even before I think people had seen it. Because I guess, you know, Irish history maybe wasn't taught in the British curriculum. You know, they were probably learning about, you know, the American Revolution or the British Empire abroad, or certain perspectives of what the British Empire meant. But I don't think a lot of people realize the history of Britain and Ireland going back, you know, to the beginning of the century, and then of course the treaty that was signed in 1921 and the division of the country, where it all came from. You know, people were just getting bombed on the mainland in England, and of course they were frightened, they were confused, they didn't understand. So when things really started to mount up in the late 70s and through the 80s, I think, you know, people in the UK, i.e. England, were just scared, and they didn't really have a perspective of what the history is and where this was coming from. I for sure felt a massive responsibility to just facilitate the story, and, you know, there's no easy answers to these kind of conflicts. So that's why I think, you know, Steve represented it very well. You know, the prison guards, obviously there's a massive hatred between those prisoners and the national movement that were in the maze, and the prison officers themselves. A lot of them died, as we know from the film. But you have that character that Stuart Graham plays, you know, that you can see he's traumatized by what he's doing as well, and how he feels like he needs to survive in that environment. So it's complicated. I mean, there's no... War is dirty, you know, and on both sides it gets dirty. And what happened in the prison wasn't necessarily a straightforward thing. It became the political, you know, point of the spear, but it wasn't really intentional from the movement outside the prison. It just happened, you know. So the prisoners wanted 5 things. They wanted to be able to wear their own clothing, to not have to partake in prison work, to be able to receive parcels from their family or the outside, to be able to allow their own educational studies in their culture, and to be able to mingle amongst their comrades. That's what they wanted, and essentially it was political.
So this is Daniela coming to you after editing the footage that I had from the festival, and although I do like how it is, like everything is put together, I just realized there's no real context of the things that happened, and a lot happened during those days. So I'm here to just give you an overall, like a story time, like summary of everything that went down. So basically the actually second day that I went to the festival, the first one was Crimes of the Future, which I have a review, vlog review of, so I didn't include any of that. The second day I filmed a little bit, but I went and watched The Whale, which I did a review of as well. I thought I just wanted to make a proper sit down video of the film, but I wanted to include like some footage of the streets and the theater because I had never filmed in there, I believe. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of basically downtown Lisbon and the theater. And as I said in that review, like David Cronenberg was in the screening for The Whale, and he was like 2 rows in front of me, and just thought I should mention that he did sneak out of the theater in the middle for a bathroom break or something. Yeah, he then came into the theater again, so I assume he just went to the bathroom. But yeah, just an interesting thing that happened. Not a lot of things happened that day, and if you want to know about the film, check out my review. The second day that I showed you, which is my third day, so Friday, I went and watched Hunger. That was in another theater as well that I don't think I showed you either. It's not in like downtown Lisbon, it was in Sintra, and Sintra is like yeah, it's a little bit out of like the downtown area of Lisbon. So I wanted to show you a little bit, and obviously I wanted to show you because Michael Fassbender was there, and it was a whole thing that day or that night. That's why I'm doing this actually, because me and my friend, we actually got there like half an hour earlier just to see if we could catch Michael Fassbender, which didn't happen. However, after the Q&A, which I show you a little bit, someone went into got to him like up on stage and asked for an autograph, and suddenly everyone is going there. So obviously we did as well, and yeah, everything went by pretty fast, and you might have seen on my Instagram, I was shaking, but yeah, we got to him. He signed my Inglourious Basterds DVD. I took a picture, I'll leave it here. And as far as I know, he stayed there for quite a while, and I think he signed everyone's things and took pictures with everyone. So it was really nice, and I was shaking. I was so nervous. I don't think I really said much to him. I just asked for an autograph, I asked for the picture, I thanked him. Pretty much it. Yeah, I was shaking. And then because of all of that, we missed our last train home, and yeah, we didn't really have a way to come back home, because yeah, it was a whole thing. We didn't have an Uber, then the app on our phones, we had to download it. Then no one was taking our ride, so there were no cars available, so we had to wait a long time. And like the film ended at 11 p.m. and we just got home at like 2 a.m. It was crazy, but I did get to meet Michael Fassbender, so I'm not angry at that. And Alicia Vikander was there. However, we did not talk to her because the next day, which I showed you, We went to another theater because they were showing Irma Vep, and we went there to try and meet her. I was there pretty early. I saw her arrive to the theater. She was there just talking with the director, but like they were not letting us get close to her and asked for an autograph or something. So I just stood there looking at her. I mean, I saw everything. I saw them getting like a Diet Coke for her and a cookie, which she was like pretty happy about. Then she went into the screening to talk about Irma Vep, which I think is available on YouTube, here on YouTube, so you can watch the whole thing, both her like Q&A and Michael Fassbender's Q&A as well. So yeah. And then at the end of the Q&A, someone told us that she was just like Michael Fassbender. She was like taking pictures and signing stuff. So we went in there, and as soon as we got in there, they were rushing her out. And I don't know how long she stayed in there, like taking pictures and whatnot. I know that Fassbender stayed there for a long time, but her, I have no idea. And then she got into the car, and yeah, we still thought she would come back because they had 2 screenings of the whole like series. They had like the first 4 episodes and then the last 4, but yeah, then we had to ask, and she didn't come back as far as I know. So yeah, that was kind of a bummer, and I was kind of bummed after that because I mean, I wanted to meet Michael Fassbender the most, but I just had a feeling that this would work out. Unfortunately it didn't, but yeah, I'm still happy that I met him. And I mean, I was in her presence for like 15 minutes or something, because she stayed in there just drinking her water and her Coke and whatnot. So yeah, I'm not mad because I was under the same roof as she was, but yeah. And lastly, the last day that I went, and was actually the last day of the festival as well, I went and watched Master Gardener, which is the new Paul Schrader film, with Joel Edgerton, I think that's how I pronounce it, and Sigourney Weaver. Yeah, I quite liked it. I'm gonna just let you know, but I'm actually planning on doing like a special video comparing it to The Card Counter, which I saw earlier this year, like in January, and because I just think they are really similar. So stay tuned for that video. I'm gonna like compare the 2 and kind of give you a review of both. But if you are just way too curious, yeah, I just told you that I did like it. I know a few people didn't, and I can understand, because I mean, it's a little bit shallow, but it does end in a nice way, which is different for Paul Schrader. The other films of his that I've seen are kind of a downer, and are kind of heavy, and this one is really not. I loved that Devontae Hines, aka Blood Orange, did the score for these. As soon as I saw that on the screen, I knew I was gonna love at least the score, because I just love his songs, and I love like Mainstream's score, which he did as well as We Are, the HBO series. So I just love him as a composer and a musician. I love his songs, both like soundtracks, scores of things, and his albums as Blood Orange. So I just love his style, and I did like the film as well. it just vibes, honestly. I love the vibe. I love the like the content in a way, like the focus, like it obviously focuses on gardening, which is something different and done in a different way. Looks beautiful with all the flowers and whatnot, and it has like a deep part to it. It's not as heavy as I said as his other films, like The Card Counter or First to Formed, but it's still pretty, and I was engaged. I liked it. I liked the performances as well. So yeah, here's like an overall review of Master Gardener, but I am going to like do a comparison video between like Card Counter and Master Gardener, because spoiler alert, I love both films, and I think they are really similar. So yeah, this is my summary of Lisbon and Sintra Film Festival, and yeah, I'll leave you to it. Let me know if I can improve on anything on these like vlog styles. Also, let me know if you like vlog reviews, or if you prefer like proper sit down reviews, because I can mix up things sometimes and just do a little bit of both. I just want to know like your opinion on them, and yeah, let me know if you liked the video. Let me know if you've seen any of these movies, like The Whale, Hunger. I didn't see, but I was like there. Like if you've seen Irma Vep and Master Gardener, let me know if you've seen any of them or if you're planning on watching them. I know Hunger is not new, but they were showing that as a special screening, and I'm really happy for that. And I guess that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!